Just what has gone on at Stoke City? Alex Neil sacked Liam unfairly or not?
Very, very fairly. Um, I've got no personal ill will against Alex Neil. He's not done it on purpose, but he has had more given to him than 90% of championship managers would dream of. He come in, he got, what was it, 8 months, 6 to 8 months of a free hit. I mentioned it before. A lot of fans said, you know, it's not his team. We'll give him a free hit. He got to decide who could stay, who could go, cleared the decks, bought in who he wants, spent up there with the most of all the championship teams
Yeah.
and has shown absolutely nothing. If anything, we've regressed.
If that penalty against Sheffield Wednesday goes in, do you think we're still having this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen something on Saturday that I don't think I've ever seen as a Stoke fan, and that when we were 0-0 before the penalty, the home fans were singing "You're getting sacked in the morning." Alex Neil, your football is, you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That's before they'd score, before we'd miss a penalty. I think people just had enough. He played for a draw. He
Yeah.
played for a draw. He was that terrified of losing. The players didn't seem to have a clue what they were doing. There's no cohesion. There's no leadership. I mean, it's on the players as well. They've kind of chucked him under the bus, but he's just got nothing to show from his time here at all.
Yeah. That Leeds result seems years away from this conversation, doesn't it? Because I remember that game, and Stoke were on the upper move and discussing here about, could this be the year? Being the playoffs and or close to the playoffs. And yes, he's had a few injuries, but it is one of the biggest mysteries to me in the championship this season. Obviously, we talk about all 24 clubs every single week, and I talk to a lot of Stoke fans and how you can go from, I know the quality of the teams you're playing, but how you can go from being, I mean, that run of games where you didn't concede, um, and then you go to Blackburn and others, and Plymouth, that last minute goal against Plymouth. You just think, part of me thinks, has Alex Neil just been unlucky, or
I,
you know,
I
or
think
is this?
if you look at his time over here, the good runs are the blip. The good month last season was the blip. The good run of 3 games was the blip. I mean, it's so Stoke. As a Stoke fan, everybody can see what's coming. It's always the same. I mean, we went 400 odd minutes without conceding.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
gone 400 odd minutes without scoring at home. Beat the three better teams in the league, lose against everybody below you. It's so Stoke for you.
Unbelievable. Right, let's have a look then at the the potential names that are coming up. Before we do that,
We
I
have
mean
to.
the coat the Coates family aren't going to get a Marty Flifuentes at QPR or the Danny Roll that's come in, German
No.
coach at Sheffield Wednesday. They're going to stick to what they know. A good
Yeah.
solid British manager. Is that where they're going wrong?
Yeah. It's it's not just a British manager thing. You could go out and get a foreign manager who doesn't know the league and the exact same thing. But I just personally think the managers we go for aren't big enough. I said to you last week, aren't big enough for the club. Gary Rowett, he's achieved nothing in the game. He's got some decent mid-table finishes with Millwall, but bar that, nothing. Nathan Jones did well at Luton, catastrophe everywhere else he's been. Michael O'Neill, nothing in league football. Now he's gone back to his comfort blanket of international football. And Alex Neil, promoted twice with teams that weren't his. Norwich, they were sick, I think, when he took over. Sunderland were in the top five. Preston, he did okay at the start and it fell to pieces. And here we are again. And the people we link with, just exactly the same again. If you merged all the names together, they could make one British manager, and that is it.
Okay, let's have a look at them then. Okay, so thank you to our friends at Skybet for this. This is true as of the 11th of December 2023. Goodness knows how long it's going to take us to get a manager in. They're not known for acting quickly. John Eustace tops the list. Would you put him in the same category as the managers you've just talked about?
Yeah, I'd put pretty much that entire list in that list. I think John Dole Thomason would, when they realise his name John, but he's not actually English, I think they'd be in for a shock.
right, okay. Right, Scott Parker though. I mean, there's a name on there, okay, which has got some pedigree. It doesn't seem a natural choice for Stoke, but of all the names on that list, for me, you're not going to get Graham Potter, are you? Let's be honest, and I don't think
Harry
you're
Potter, all that.
going. Schumacher at Plymouth, possibly. Mowbray.
Like
I mean, Mowbray and Stoke go together like.
I
And
agree they do, and I said when we were speaking about Sunderland that before we had Neil, I'd have taken Mowbray, but that ship set sail for me now. I've seen too many dull English managers come here and fail.
But
Um,
his brand of football might be something that the Coates family go for because, as you know, our
yeah,
Sunderland fans say every week, actually, his brand of football is actually quite good.
yeah.
He's not a long term project, but if you want to, I mean, you're not going to get relegated. Let's be honest, you've got too much quality for that,
Mhm.
haven't you? But
I would hope not.
if you don't want to be playing Vale next year in League One, that would
No,
kill off the faithfuls, wouldn't it?
it would.
Okay, who do you want on that list? I know you apart from can't hardly say anyone, no one.
I mean, I don't know where John Dahl Thomason's come from, but he'd probably excite me the most out of them. I think Dean Smith is just about agree a deal with Carolina North. Is it Carolina in the
Yeah,
MLS?
yeah.
Um, it's just depressing, isn't it? It just really depresses me. I mean, Frank Lampard, Stoke City, and nobody wants to hear that. Michael Duff has just failed at Swansea. Steve Evans, I can't cope with him fist pumping on every 5 minutes at the away fans. Gary Rowett,
Oh dear. Yeah,
that's I don't know why he's on there.
yeah. This is Sky Bet. I mean, I think that some of them are just
Yeah,
winding Stoke fans up, to be honest. But
yeah. I mean, it's going to be Eustace or Heckingbottom for me. That's who it will be. I think neither really excite me. I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
are you just that kind of done
Yeah, we
with it
know what's
all?
that. If you scroll through Stoke's Twitter, we were naming the managers before they popped up. Everybody knew who
Yeah,
it would be, and it'll be the same again. Give us 12, 18 months time. We'll be back in this position again
yeah,
because they give all the power to the manager. There's still no head of recruit. There's still no sporting director in there. There's nobody who tactically thinks about how the club should be run, purchases players for that system, and then gets coaching to play it. It's manager in, get who you want. I mean, Alex Neil, I've never seen anybody sign 19 players and not one of them seemed to fit what he wanted to do. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah,
So, not much
yeah.
hope.
Yeah, and there's got to be something in the coaching there, isn't there? This isn't just
Mm.
90 players can't come in and not all, not one
No,
single
I
one of them
mean,
make an impact.
Wouter Berger and Ryan Meyer were playing consistently good Europa League football, and now they just shells. It's like it's been coached out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Whoever manages against Swansea are going to have to make sure that
Gallagher,
in the 89th and 90th minute that they wake up a bit
yeah,
because
certainly.
how many goals have been shipped in the last 5 minutes of games is unreal, and it's put you in a dangerous predicament at the bottom of that table, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. We 0-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, who I think had scored 4 goals away and hadn't won.
Yeah,
He took a forward off and went to 5 at the back with 10 minutes to go. So obviously he was concerned. And Kieran Clark, I mean, when you're playing Sunday League football and you've not got enough players, so you call one of your mates and he comes with odd socks and his shorts are too tight. That is what he's been like. He has been an absolute calamity. So yeah, got to stay switched on. I think the atmosphere will be better. It generally is. Everyone gets a little bit of blind optimism with caretaker manager and then a new
yeah,
manager coming in. So we'll have to see, but not overly
yeah.
excited, Mark. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, I know. I feel for you. I really do because look, I mean, Stoke have had too many years now in this division. I miss Stoke in the Premier League, as I've said
Mm.
to you before, and I think that the size of the club, the size of the fan base, what they bring to football, I think is spot on. There's only Vale fans which would disagree with that. So yeah, I think. I mean, what is it? What have your finishes been? 14th, 15th, 16th,
No,
14th, 15th,
no.
17th?
Yeah, I think 14th highest, and we haven't finished above that. And Stoke fans at the minute do not ask for much. you asked me if a 12th place finish would do. If it's a 12th place finish with a genuine plan of how we want to play, be more than happy with that. But there's
But
just
I think
it's not
Uncle
the case.
Tony's the way forward. Personally, I think you'll
You might be right. He might
you
be in
will,
there.
yeah. So
It
it'll
fits the
definitely.
bill for a
It,
coach manager
it
signing.
definitely does. Yeah, yeah. Something
I
about the
just
white stripes.
I've got a feeling they just hate Stoke. I don't know if it's from his West Brom days, but I just something clicked to me that he just really dislikes Stoke. So you never know. It
I
seems
think
like everybody else does when you talk to the
it's
West Brom fans.
yeah. As well, when I was listening to the radio, and I think I could just see him walking, with that big duffel coat on down
Yeah,
that touchline about 365. It just fits with the badge on everything. I'm sure it's not going to be too far away. Yeah, and like you say, all the other managers on that list don't excite us all, do they? But
not really.
no. Well, Coates family, if you're watching this, we want Mowbray.
Think outside the box
Yeah, or Mourinho.
for once. Yeah.
Right, Liam, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate
Cheers.
it. Catch you next
Yeah,
week.
no
And
worries.
yeah, good luck at the weekend against West Brom.
Cheers. Thanks,
Yep.
Mark. Yeah,
All right, man.
cheers.
Nice one.